Welcome back to Some Offense Intended. I'm Jeremy Robinson,
I am Mike Mick.
and today we get to drink tequila out of the Stormtrooper set that I got Mike for Christmas. It was Christmas, right?
Yes. These are Stormtrooper heads in here.
Yeah, and you can't really tell it because the camera's so far away and the glare and the camera quality.
But this is great tequila.
Yeah,
this is my favorite. And not just because it's expensive, because there's actually more expensive tequila I do not like as much as this tequila.
So here's the Stormtrooper head decanter. And then the glasses are like the weird, on the outside it's smooth, and on the inside is a glass formed Stormtrooper head. Definitely not as pretty as the decanter, but it's close.
It's pretty cool though.
But so this is what, 1942?
Yes, Don Julio 1942.
That's one of the best tequilas that I've had.
It's my favorite. I've had a lot of good tequilas, but this is my favorite.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
That's before I tasted this, I didn't know there was sipping tequila.
Yeah.
And when my friend said, he's like, "Oh, like I'll pour some tequila. I'll leave half of this story out because it shouldn't be told."
Yeah, I know the story too.
But he's like, "Yeah, like you want some tequila?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can stay for a little bit." He's like, "Yeah, we'll just stay and sip some tequila and like kick it for a bit." I'm like, "I'm sorry, you said sip some tequila." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I don't think we're thinking of the same alcohol." And he pulls out a bottle of 1942. I'm like, "I think I've seen it, but like I don't know that I've heard much about it or know anything about it. Definitely haven't tried it." So he's like, "Oh, I think you like it." So he pours us both a rocks glass. And he's like, "Cheers, taste it." I'm like, "Holy shit."
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know there was sipping tequila.
Yeah, when I first drank this stuff out of a bottle I had, I was drinking out of a snifter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, I think we finished it off the bottle.
But it's so good. And the thing is, it's like when you drink like cheap tequila and you don't know that there's tequila out there that is not a cheap tequila that's good, and then you drink something like this where
you're like, what?
It's nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's got like the weird like brown sugary smoke something.
But like even lesser tequilas that are more expensive than some others, when you drink them, like I got used to drinking a certain level of tequila that I really liked. And then one day somebody's like, "Yeah, I got some shots of tequila. Do you want one?" I took a shot of it, and it was the standard gold Cuervo.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, that's not gold from aging. That's gold from them putting food coloring in there. And when you drink it, it was like harsh.
Yeah, and like silver Cuervo is somehow, I don't understand the ranking of tequilas or Cuervos or fucking anything, because silver is more expensive than the gold. Normally, the more expensive you get, the better it is.
Yeah.
So does that mean the silver is better than the gold?
I don't know with that one, because normally, like the silver 1800 is probably better than the Cuervo Gold.
Yeah.
Which the Cuervo 1800 is better.
I'm just talking about the regular Cuervo silver and gold.
You see, I don't understand how that goes.
Because the last time I bought them, the handle of silver was like $7 or $8, and it wasn't on sale. It was like $7 or $8 more than the gold. I'm like, okay, well, like it's Cuervo. It's a handle of Cuervo. It's cheap.
Probably because you're not paying for you're paying for not having the food coloring.
But maybe. Very well could be.
But you like I didn't understand when Patron came out with platinum.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, but that's clear, so it hasn't been aged in any wood. It's only been aged in, most times if it's clear, it's been aged in stainless steel.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help its flavor in any way. And it's usually not aged very long. So I don't know what they do with platinum that makes it different.
I couldn't tell you.
Except they charge more for it.
Yeah.
And they put a nice...
Before I forget, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Some Offense Intended, TikTok and Twitter, X, whatever that's called now.
Well, it's
Some
still
Offense
Twitter.com, as you said before.
Yeah. So at Some Offense Pod at those, and follow, like, subscribe, share on your favorite podcast platform stuff. I think we're like 53 followers now on TikTok.
Just saying, come on, people, get on our TikTok, and then we want to do some live things. We can do some live things. At some point, maybe we'll do something live on Twitter again, and maybe on Facebook. Who knows?
That's me and Mike were just talking about a little bit before we started recording, of like, haven't really been hitting the goals. We haven't been like pushing for it, because I have a lot of stuff going on outside of this. So we'll see how stuff goes, and if we can get it rolling, dope. If not, we might look at options for other stuff.
Yeah.
Mike was talking about when he bought this bottle of tequila that he wasn't sure how the person at the cashier looked at him because of what was your shopping list?
My shopping list was tequila and peanut butter.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I said, oh, the necessities.
Yeah, the essentials, you know.
Yeah.
But if he would have said something, I'd be like, well, I'm not putting them together, you know.
I don't know that it would be horrible.
Well, but
I mean, not 1942. You're not going to mix that with fucking peanut butter.
No, absolutely not.
But yeah,
yeah. But I just thought it was funny, which I did see something unusual, a combination. At least I would think it unusual because, of course, I don't like spicy. But this person had a hot sauce that was a blueberry hot sauce.
I wouldn't hate it because like the mango habanero is a really good combination.
Well, he took this and he dabbed a little bit on top of his ice cream sandwich and he ate it and he loved it.
Well, he sounds like a fucking serial killer.
Well, wait till you hear this one. They called this the greatest combination, which everybody knows.
Oreos and sour cream.
Yes.
I've seen so many videos of that.
Everybody knows.
It's supposed to taste like cheesecake, I think.
But it actually doesn't really surprise me too much because I've seen
almost all the ingredients are right there.
Because I've seen like some sour cream, some Sara Lee cheesecake with sour cream.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you have the sweet, you have the crunch, you have the dairy, you have like all of it is right there. It makes sense that it would taste like that.
But the thing I was going to say though is that it's not the greatest combination. Everybody knows that peanut butter and jelly or chocolate and peanut butter.
Okay, now I was going to say peanut butter and jelly. Like that's a good one, but peanut butter and chocolate is the better combination.
I saved the best for last. Yeah, chocolate and peanut butter is by far the best combination. You're all wrong if you think something else.
Yeah, like
you can disagree with me, but
like if you think chocolate and mint is the better combination, you're fucking wrong. It's chocolate.
I like chocolate mint, but it's nowhere near chocolate.
So I was gonna buy you something the other day that I saw at grocery outlet, just because of your chocolate and mint fucking thing. Somebody had an orange chocolate drink after I was talking about like,
oh, I would have drank it. I would have.
Yeah. Well, but like you mix that with mint, like fucking orange juice and brushing your teeth. It's awful. Like mix that with mint and see how that fucking tastes.
But that reminds me though, we were supposed to watch a horror movie before doing an episode recently.
Oh, we were. I completely forgot.
I forgot about it too. I don't remember. I just know that it said you wouldn't be able to make it without looking.
Yeah, without
like, to look away,
without leaving or turning it off or closing your eyes. I don't know.
Turning away, and something about a jump scare, and it's like, well, yeah, there's going to be a jump if it's any kind of horror movie. They're going to put a jump scare in there because they're easy scares.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
but just like haunted houses. I'm laughing the whole fucking time.
I was just going to say, last time I went to a haunted house, I went to, they had it in Vegas, and I went through the haunted house, and it was like 2 for the price of 1. And we went, and I literally laughed the entire way through.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed it, but still, it was.
Yeah.
The only thing is, they do those haunted houses where I don't want somebody jumping out and grabbing me. So that I'm not going to.
Yeah, like I'm kind of curious to go through the one that's like you get $100,000 or something if you make it all the way through.
Yeah, me too.
Like
I'm curious about that one too.
People can hit you and do everything.
Yeah.
So like, I'd be interested to go through that one because I'm getting fucking paid.
Yeah, nobody's made it through apparently.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking paid.
Yeah, I saw.
Like apparently you have to sign a waiver. I think we've talked about this before.
Well, I watched a podcast. I mean, I listened to a podcast all about all these different haunted house type things.
Well, so that one has had to move like 8 times. Because of issues, obviously, with liabilities and state laws and everything that has to do with it. But like, you have to sign a waiver that says you can basically get fucking maimed. Like, you might lose fingers. You might, like, several different things. Like, I'm fucking somebody up. But also part of the waiver is, like, you can't, like, they can hit you, but you can't hit them back. I'm like, I'm going to have an addendum. Yeah. Because if somebody just comes out, like, instead of a jump scare, it's you walk down the hallway and just pop, somebody just like comes out and like cold clocks you, I'm hitting them back.
See, that's not that's not a horror. Scare.
Yeah,
that's just violence.
Yeah,
yeah.
But so we were talking about the peanut butter, and Mike said he was like, "Yeah, it was a good deal. I couldn't pass it up." So we got like 8 pounds of peanut butter for $10.
Yeah.
So like, what I've started getting peanut butter at Winco because
I plan on trying that. I want to try their honey nut.
I've just been getting the regular peanuts.
I know, but I
that you
saw
put
the honey
fucking
nut. I
thing
was in the
under.
place. I was tempted to get it, but I
Yeah.
had so much peanut butter at home. I wasn't going to buy more.
But I love it because my issue, I've been eating really fucking clean recently.
Yeah.
And one of my issues with a lot of different things, like I just got mayonnaise at Costco because they had avocado mayonnaise.
Yeah,
that-
they have that at Costco now.
Yeah, it was only like $5 or $6 a jar. And
Yeah.
it has only avocado oil. Like a lot of the other, like, oh, we have avocado mayo. It has
With a very
like
small
soybean oil, canola oil, XXXX,
And then you get down to
avocado.
avocado. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is avocado oil, egg whites, vinegar. Like, it's decent. Like, doesn't have a bunch of bullshit in it.
See, now that I don't need to worry about buying because I don't buy mayonnaise, so I don't need to be concerned about what ingredients are in my mayonnaise.
Like, I don't often eat it anymore,
Yeah.
because I'm not having sandwiches as often, but it's definitely used in a lot of different recipes.
Yeah.
But so one of the times that I bought peanut butter at grocery outlet, I got they had the 6-pound jar of Peter Pan,
Mhm.
and I got it for like $3.
Yeah.
So I got 12 pounds of peanut butter for $6. And I was like, I think I might have to buy more. I went back like 3 days later and they were like $8. I'm like, somebody fucked up. For sure. But
Well, they realized that you were going to buy them all out, so they wanted to raise the
Apparently.
price so you could.
because like that first 6-pound jar, I think was gone in a month.
I remember you actually brought it to work at different
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm gonna have sandwiches at work, I don't make them at home.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna make them? I'm just gonna spend time now, and then put them in a plastic bag, and then take them out, and then eat them. No, I'll just make them right before I eat them at
Yeah.
work. So like even when I make like lunch meat sandwiches at work, I'll take the mayo, the mustard, or whatever I'm putting on it, the cheese, like a block of cheese. I'll cut the block of cheese up.
Mhm.
I'll put the sandwich, mayonnaise, mustard, everything I want, and eat it right then.
Yeah.
And then put everything back in my lunch bag.
Plus, you
There's
don't
no-
have the meat sitting on the bread, making it soggy the entire time waiting before
Yeah.
your lunch shift.
Yeah, so it's
Your
yeah.
lunch time. But
But I really fucking like the Winco peanut butter. It's only like $1.80 a pound, which is cheap unless you're buying 8 pounds at a time at Costco. It's the cheapest you can find it because like
Yeah.
even the no name, no brand that Walmart has is $1.90 or $2 a jar, which is
Yeah.
a pound.
yeah,
So it's the cheapest, and I see it go from peanuts into peanut butter.
yeah.
So I know there's not fucking soybean oil, there's not canola oil, there's not 18 different things, there's not 18 grams of fucking sugar per serving,
There was
because a serving of peanut butter is like a tablespoon. I do not eat a serving. I eat like 4 at
Yeah.
a time, minimum. That's a lot of fucking sugar that it adds up to, even if it's like 7 or 8 grams per serving.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It really is.
I think recently it might be like 20 grams of sugar a day max.
Speaking of sugar, next week I'll have that Universal Yums box because the mail doesn't get to me until almost 7:00,
Yeah.
and that drives me nuts. It used to get to me at 2. It used to be around 2:30 at the latest.
You got a new delivery driver.
Well, he's not new anymore. He's been doing it for a while now.
Well, but I mean, like,
yeah, every time it
when
changes,
changed,
because
everybody's
it goes
got
later,
their own preferred route.
but then it goes back low. But this time it hasn't gone back to.
Huh.
Yeah, every other time we got a new, and there's been a few of them. It's always gone back to around 2, but not this guy.
But yeah, that's like, I don't have an issue with, so a lot of people that I talk to about this, I don't have an issue with sugars in general. I have an issue with added sugar and refined sugar and bullshit sugar. Like if I have something that's like fruity or even yogurt, like if you look at your yogurt, you think it's healthy. It's not.
It's not.
Turn it around. Look at the fucking back. If it doesn't have it, look at the box. It says blah, 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 blah. Total sugars, 20. Total added, 16.
Yeah.
Just for that little fucking cup of yogurt, there's 16 grams of sugar. So a couple of the yogurts that I like have like 10 grams of sugar, 0 added, because it's the fucking fruit sugars that make it sweet. And they actually use fruit pectin to sweeten it.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine with me. Like maybe I'm not going to eat fucking 100 grams of sugar, even if it's all from fruit. But I don't care almost at all if it says it has 18, 25 grams of sugar, 0 added. Because I know that's coming from the fruits. It's coming from whatever naturally.
Oh, I understand.
So, But that's anybody listening, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, you don't care about this sugar. You'll fucking eat this. Well,
See.
banana has sugar. Well, but apple has. Yes, I fucking know. That's not what I'm caring about.
Yeah, I see. I've understood this.
Yeah.
That's why I've never said anything like that to you.
Yeah. But it makes a huge. I think that's honestly why I lost so much weight, especially so fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
I still can't believe watching fucking old videos. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm really glad. Like, I have a little bit of gut left, but I'm really glad I lost my fucking chin. That was starting to bother the shit out of me.
Speaking of somebody who lost weight rapidly, I saw a day shift maintenance person we both know of walking around at night recently. Like to drill into metal.
Oh, he's not day shift.
I thought he was day shift. Somebody told me he went to day.
He got moved to day shift to train like 4 people.
It was the first time I'd seen him in a long time. It was for like
3 months.
Not that I missed him.
I'm in that zone now.
Yeah. Well.
Which he actually, like, not that I get along with a lot of people.
Yeah.
If we don't get along, it's normally not on my side that it starts.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he found out that some people from our team were going to get pushed over, and he started asking management to ask for me.
No.
He's like, if we get anybody, we want Jeremy. Like, he knows his shit. He knows how to do everything. Like, we want him.
Yeah. Well, you made his life easier when we were on the second floor.
Very, very easy.
But yeah, I had an unusual week. I wish people who didn't know how to do things wouldn't just try to do things and would ask somebody for help.
You're asking a lot, Mike.
Yeah. Well, it's just I should be able to go to the restroom and come back and not have what I'm working on fucked up.
Yeah, you're asking a lot, Mike.
Yeah. I'm living in a dream world, I guess.
Asking a lot. So, on the subject of food and eating healthy.
Yes.
I have something that actually, I already had the note down, and it happened again that same day. I know I'm doing a lot better eating healthy when one of my coworkers texted me. It was like shortly after I woke up, and he goes, "Hey, do you like Popeyes? Or do you eat Popeyes or something?"
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it. Like, it was like 20 seconds into thinking about it, and I'm like, if I'm thinking about it, like, I don't care. I already have food. I'm like, I'm going to make more food that's healthy and not fucking trash. I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. So, like, I declined Popeyes. And I'm like, Mike's going to fucking flip. They're like, oh, you could have gotten it and give it to me. I'm like, but then it would have been like, because they sit with, they're the guys I'm training.
Oh, I understand.
So I'm like, that, like, oh, just, here you go. Like, passing it out of the table. Like, you're feeding fucking the dog or something. Yeah.
I actually, I almost texted you today about Popeyes because they had a special. And it was going to be, if I buy a combo, I got a free sandwich. So I'm like, I'm going to buy, there's a chance I'm going to get a sandwich anyway, a sandwich combo, get another sandwich, and then I could ask you if you want it. But then I thought if I leave here on my way home and I pick it up, then I'm eating 2 sandwiches.
Yeah, or you have one for later.
Yeah.
Which that's...
Chances are I'm eating 2 sandwiches. Chances are it's not lasting until later.
So later in the day, I'd already eaten, because I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I already eaten everything that I'm going to in that window.
Yeah.
I ended up being hungry later, so it was one of the first times recently that I've broken the intermittent fast. I had somebody else ask me, like, hey, I'm headed to Subway, like, what do you want? And I'm like, no, I already ate. I appreciate it, though. So I'm like, fuck, twice in one day. Like, Subway's a lot healthier than Popeyes for sure. But
yeah, the only thing I
don't like microplastics in my bread.
The only thing I ever get from Subway is their cookies.
But yeah, so
I like their white chocolate macadamia nut cookies.
Yeah, those are pretty good. But twice in one day, I turned down food.
That's unusual for me.
And snickerdoodles. Like, it's been really easy to turn down.
Snickerdoodles.
It's been really easy to turn down, like, donuts and cookies and whatever, because I know it's fucking pure sugar.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually less sugar in donuts than you would think, but same thing. So, like, I had somebody offer me cookies that same day. So there's 3 things in the fucking same day.
Yeah, I had somebody offered me cookies that day, and I had cookies. But speaking of cookies, as you know, I got some Girl Scout cookies.
Mm-hmm. And
I had the bag with the boxes of Girl Scout cookies sitting not far from where I was working.
And somebody stole them?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I resisted. I did not open a single package. and I still have them at home, so I don't have to eat them all at once.
Oh, okay.
I felt like if I would have opened one of those packages at work,
everybody went, can I have one?
Well, that plus,
Can I have one?
Like, I haven't had the French toast ones, and if I liked them,
that chances are
that bag was going to be gone.
Yeah.
Before I got home, and I'd like to be able to relax and watch a movie and maybe eat a cookie or two, not eat them all while working, not relaxed.
I still haven't been able to find Dune 2 to watch outside of a theater.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the first one, so I'm not in any hurry to see the second one.
And I might throw away my fucking firebox. If you want it to try to like reflash it and figure shit out to make it work right, I'm fucking so done with it. Every time I try to watch something, I tried to watch it last night on one of the apps that I have that's like a private hosted server, and every time I tried to load a video, it would crash back to the home screen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fine, fuck it. I'll watch there's a new series called Tracker on CBS that goes through Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Which also can go through Amazon, but if you do it on Amazon, now you have ads. So I'm like, I'll do it through Paramount Plus. Loaded it on Paramount Plus, and it's trying to load the episode, and it crashes. So I'm like, okay, Alexa, play Tracker episode 2. Then it's like, okay. And then it never did it. Never did it. So I ended up just fucking switching to the Xbox to watch Netflix on the roommate's account because I couldn't get anything to fucking work. And it was like a 30-minute try.
That's horrible.
Like, I had to reboot the Firebox once because the home screen wouldn't show up. And I'm like, I'll just hook up I think I have a Chromecast sitting around or one of the Roku, fucking anything, so that I can just do anything I want. I'm fucking so tired of Amazon's shit. The pre-planned obsolescence stuff is so annoying.
The thing that I hate is those banner ads when I first turn it on.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
Those work even when the home screen wouldn't load. Those still fucking played. So I'm done with it. Instead of smashing it, I'll fucking wipe it and give it to you.
My old Fire TV, when it stopped working, it wouldn't even turn on. Wouldn't even get power.
Yeah, that's like, did you ever get that the boot looping one to do anything?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I got different ideas I'm gonna try out. They're difficult to do when they do that, but I've been able to do it in the past.
So Nathan told me something like right before you got to the table.
I remember that.
And it's one of the, like, conspiracy-ish things that's like, it makes sense. So transgender hormones are now found to cause cancer.
I did see something about this.
By multiple studies. He sent me the video too. I haven't watched it, but
I've seen something about this.
I don't have to get super far into it. So my thing with the kooky side is this a government ploy to like, oh no, we didn't know, and then like the entire trans community dies because of the fucking hormones?
There was a story about somebody who was underage who was on these this medication and they developed cancer in their liver, and the doctors were more concerned about completing the transition than they were about treating the cancer in the liver.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So what's more important? To me, it would seem like,
wow,
the other stuff could hold until you get that cancer taken care of.
Yeah.
But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
So also, after we talked about that, like later in the day, these videos popped up that the two of the biggest donors to like the trans community and like all the programs and everything are Chinese nationals, like very rich men in China. They're avid members of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, for anybody listening that doesn't know what that is, who are very against anything outside of man and woman in China.
Oh yeah.
But
they're fine with it
they're
everywhere else.
funding like millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions. They're funding it here. And like that video went on to talk about like, why are they doing that? Like, are they doing that to effeminate America and to make it weaker? And like the whole like rabbit hole of that side of like, I don't know, but it's definitely fucking weird. Like, I mean, maybe if they said something in China, they'd get fucking shot. So maybe they do think that, but they just know how to toe the line. But I don't think it's that.
I don't think it's that either.
So I don't take that how you will, but I thought it was super fucking interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many conspiracies out there, and not all of them can just be bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
There's got to be something to some of these conspiracies.
Well, and I mean, with a lot of them, it's a matter of time from conspiracy theory to fact.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a lot in the last 5 to 10 years. We've seen a lot of conspiracy theories turn into truth.
Well, I do have
with like a sliver of change.
I did order a new shirt this week. That's going to be here later this week. I might even wear it to work this week, but it's got sort of a conspiracy on it. It's got in the background you see UFOs up in the air. In the foreground you see Bigfoot holding hands with one of the aliens and walking along.
Jesus. So I saw something ridiculous that I definitely had to bring up because it's both ridiculous and podcast aimed. There's a podcast called the Reasonably Shady Podcast.
Okay.
Never heard of them.
I like the name.
Don't know what they talk about. It's a clever name. They filed for a trademark.
Oh.
You want to guess who objected to the trademark?
Who?
Slim Shady.
Oh.
Eminem objected to the fucking trademark, saying that it could damage his brand because Reasonably Shady is somehow...
Well, it's got the word shady in it.
No, exactly. So, like, I didn't read any more, like, see if there was updates before recording today. So, I don't know if it's going to pass or fail or whatever. But that's a stretch. Just because something says shady, like, if it was the Slim Shady podcast, yeah, object, oppose it. It's yours.
We need to trademark some offense intended because if somebody does object to it, that gives us publicity.
Yeah. But I'm like, I don't understand. It's fucking weird. Like, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Reasonably Shady. That in no way, until I saw the article saying he opposed it, would I ever connect the two.
I didn't think of
ever
Eminem when you first said it. I listen to Eminem too.
Yeah, I like Eminem.
Yeah.
Apparently he regrets recording Cleaning Out My Closet.
Yeah, I heard him say that, yeah.
Like, that's one of his best songs.
Yes.
But I don't...
He just didn't like the way he
he painted the picture of his mom, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I get it.
Yeah, I understand. Like, you were in a dark spot. Like, it's not...
But still, yeah, it's a hell of a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the video for it, too.
I don't think I ever saw the video.
It's a good video. But Marshall Mathers, that was a great CD. That like from beginning to end, that's awesome. I mean, he's had a lot of great things since, but that's the first thing I'd ever heard. And I thought it was.
Well, I was in Georgia when it got released, so
Marshall Mathers 2 was really good too.
Listening to that on the radio all the time, I liked it.
I worked at a place, and there was people in the back in the kitchen who would play it a lot, so that's why I heard it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, like I heard the song "Stan" over and over again, and I loved that song. And Dido, her part in that, she's talented. She's super talented. Her voice in that was great.
Who?
Dido. She's the voice that sings along with them in Stan. Before he went on some music awards show and had Elton John sing with him.
Okay.
Elton John gave him credibility to the gay community. That's the whole reason he went on there to sing with him.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to his songs, you gotta, I mean, if you're gay, you gotta be like, why am I listening to this? He hates me.
Something. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think, like I said, I think it's good. He's part of, he was one of the people who started StockX also.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he had a whole line of shoes that they gave away on there.
I didn't know
early
that.
on. I would have loved to win them.
I didn't know that.
Oh, they were great.
Have you seen how expensive the fucking Trump shoes are?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Ridiculous. And I don't really like them.
Like
I like gold. Like, I want some ridiculous gold things, and I don't want those shoes.
Yeah, but I think it was just to cause like a ridiculous thing about it, and it succeeded.
Like,
so,
I wanted
somebody like one of the special pairs, or like it was a signed pair, was like $250,000.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
I want to take like my 1911 and gold plate it, but I still don't want those shoes.
Like gold plate or like Cerakote?
Cerakote.
Okay. So not real gold.
Not real gold, no.
Okay.
It doesn't go well when you get it hot when you're shooting it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. I'm like,
Yeah.
might have to have a conversation with you about it.
Yeah. I just use that term because that's what came to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it would look cool. Gold with even with the wood handle. So I think it would be a good mix. And if I didn't like the wood handle,
is it dark wood?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would go okay.
Yeah.
If not wood, let's go with like mother of pearl.
I was going to say, if I didn't like it, I could always change the handles later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I would like to do that.
That'd be cool.
I also, I would own a Desert Eagle right now. If the one that I had in my hand at the store, I had the money for it. I could have bought it right then, but I didn't because it wasn't gold. If it was gold, I would have a Desert Eagle right now. And I regret it because a year later, it doubled in price.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was a little disappointed that I should have gotten it.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of the trend with guns.
So it would be my open carry.
They kind of go up.
Would have been my open carry.
And fucking like walking all up to the side. She's like, what's wrong? Your back hurt? No, I feel fine. I just have a fucking 18-pound gun on my hip.
But it's just when I was looking at it, it was before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So then the pandemic happened, and
yeah, everybody spent Daddy Don's money on guns and ammo. Then all the ammo factories started getting shut down. Did you hear? What is it? Colt is moving out of New York.
No, I don't blame them.
Like after what, like 80 fucking years, 90 years, they're moving out of New York.
They have a gun I want.
Like of the original factory that they've been in.
Yeah.
The whole time they're leaving.
Yeah.
And the town is pissed.
Blame your state.
No, they are. They're not mad at Colt. Like, well, I'm sure some of them are.
Yeah.
But they understand. Most of them do. Why they're leaving. And they're fucking mad at New York for causing them to leave.
When I was looking through guns recently, like I told you about, I was just looking at them online. I saw Colt Python, and I'm like, oh, I could totally have that gun. I would totally love to have that gun.
I don't know if I'm familiar with it.
Well, the original Colt Python is in a lot of video games, and they remade it, but it's a revolver, and it's 357. It's a nice.
Oh, okay.
It's a big gun. It looks really cool. I was watching Kentucky Ballistics today, and he had it was called a 22-250. So it's essentially a 22 that's a little bit bigger. Like instead of 44 grain, it's 50.
Oh.
And it's got more gunpowder. So this thing, it's got a ridiculous, like it's so fast. And he was hitting like his steel targets. And this was leaving a sizable dent in it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that would be kind of cool.
That's, I think, one of the only 22s that I would consider is a revolver. Because you can get like, it's a full size revolver, but it holds like 15 fucking rounds of 22.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Nate and I were talking about one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like that.
That's so I'm working on selling the roommate's car, and then somebody messaged me asking if I would trade for an MP5. And I'm like, well, I don't know what he thinks an MP5 is. So like I have to ask several questions because he didn't say anything else, just that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would need a lot more info before I make a decision because I said no trades in the thing. So like people are going to message anyway asking about dumb shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, piqued my interest. So I'll ask questions. I was like, I'm going to have to know more, like make, model, accessories, like what does it come with? When is it? Like everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Send pictures. So he sends it to me. He goes, it's a Zenith Z5, which is not an MP5. It's a civilian MP5 clone that's chambered in 9, that's semi-auto. So it's perfectly legal to own without extra steps.
Yeah.
He says it's the Z5 Premium, and I go on Zenith's website, which is the premium package, and like everything it comes with. It's like $2,200 new. I'm asking $4,000 for the car.
Yeah.
So he sends me pictures of it, and he's got a stock in like an Amazon Optics something. Like it says ACGS, but it's not a great. It doesn't look like a name brand optic, and there's not much really done. He has a $300 Surefire flashlight on it. Is the only extra that it actually might add value.
I got one of those Surefire flashlights on my Glock.
So I messaged him back after looking at it a lot more, and I'm like, I can see about $2,000 to $2,500 in value. Would you be able to add cash on top? And he's like, just the premium package is that. I'm like, right. That's what you have. And he's like, yeah, like it's, and then he sent us a screenshot from their website of the option that was like $1,700. But I'm like, I didn't want to get into it more. I'm like, yeah. And not like what you have doesn't add another $2,000 worth of value, bro. Like, I'm okay with like either he comes up or I come up if it's something I want, but I'm selling my roommate's car.
Yeah.
So if I trade for that, then I have to pay my roommate what he wants for the car.
Yeah.
So I'm not paying X amount for this gun when I don't really want it in the first place. But like if he was going to add, like say brand new, that gun's $2,500 with all the shit.
Mm-hmm.
So now I consider that it's not brand new anymore. Now I consider that $2,000 of value. So add $2,000 or like $2,500 on top, and we'll call that good. Like settle on $2,000. Okay, cool. That means now I'm paying like $1,000 for the gun. I might have gone for that.
Yeah.
And I probably would have been happy about it. But absolutely fucking not am I trading a car that I'm asking $4,000 for a gun that is now used. It's not fucking, anybody listening, if you're this guy, stop it. Yeah. Like I might do it a little bit, but not that bad. Of like, it's now not new. So you opened it, you shot it. Now it's not fucking new. Now it's no longer $2,500. Now it's like $2,100. The longer you own it, you put stuff on it. Like it's like a car. Mods don't mean increased value.
No.
At all. So like the optic I can just take off and sell. That doesn't matter. But it's not going to add, if the optic was $80, that doesn't add $80 of value. It's the same thing as you buying a house with a kitchen that's already upgraded. Oh, new this, new that. It doesn't mean it's what I want the fucking kitchen to look like.
Well, but also, like I used to have this same conversation when I was selling cars to people who would bring in their truck, and they'd be like, I'd have to tell them how much we're willing to give them for trade-in.
Yeah, but I have a $10,000 lift and $8,000 wheels, and I just paid fucking $3,300 for tires.
Yeah, and that means nothing to us.
Yeah, because it's a running, driving truck, which is what everybody drives here to try to trade in.
So your extra money on wheels is not going to get. It does not bring up your value of your truck at all.
That's why, like, if you plan on not keeping your vehicle, but you like to upgrade it, keep your stock shit.
Yes.
So that you can swap back to it when you sell it, and then sell the aftermarket parts after.
That's exactly what I told them. Exactly.
That's what I started doing because I didn't understand that for a while, like bikes and cars and whatever. And then now that I understand that for the last like 10 years, that's what I've been doing.
Now this guy, he really wanted, because we had the truck he wanted to get rid of, and we had a Ford Raptor on the lot.
Yeah,
a used Raptor. If you'd like to pour yourself a little bit
more.
No,
I'm okay. All right. Appreciate it though.
But yeah, he had the Ford Raptor on there. I mean, he wanted that. He ended up buying it. It was a nice truck. I liked the Raptor. This one was really nice. It had. I
need to talk to a friend of mine up here. I was supposed to get a Raptor from him. Well, it was going to be a weird deal. So a friend of his gave him a Raptor without an engine because he put that engine in like a sand rail or something. So he titled it, like he gave his friend the title, my friend. He gave his friend the title, said, you can have the truck. It has no drivetrain now. Okay, that's fine. He talked to me about it, and he's like, what do you think? And I'm like, I think, where's the truck? I'll buy a fucking drivetrain, install it, get it running, we'll sell it, and then split it 50-50 after my costs. And he's like, okay, so that would have been like $20,000 in my pocket.
Yeah.
So last I heard, there was a title issue. Like he didn't actually get the title. He knows where it is, and it's at a friend's house, and then they're out of town, and so I'll have to see if he's still, because now that I should be selling one of the trucks this week. One should be gone within a month. I'm going to start fixing the other truck, and then my old truck just needs battery, gas, and fluids. Like probably. There might be a little bit of shit here and there because it's sat for fucking ever, but like I'm going to start just dumping. And then if I'm, like I told the guy that I'm doing the LS swap on his Mustang, if I'm going to do a project that big, it's at my house. So if I'm going to do that Raptor, it's going on the side of the house.
Yeah.
and I'm going to be able to work on it 5 minutes here, 5 hours here,
Yeah.
5 days here, and then it'll be done and gone in fucking no time.
Yeah, the Raptor that we had on the lot, though, it had the the LED lights on the front.
Yeah.
And the thing is this was, keep in mind, this was in July, in in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And most of the times when you turn on lights outside in the afternoon in the summer, you don't see those lights very well. You turn on these LED lights, you could see these lights on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy to see. And this thing was lifted up, and you go in the back. It had a bar that you put up so you could grab onto it, so you could pull yourself up into it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the big things with Ford, and then now they have like the Dodges have the quarter tailgate. That like once the tailgate opens, you can release it again, and it folds into a step. And then a lot of them now have, which I think should have been a thing the whole time. It's not a difficult fucking thing to do. Yeah. Of the hinged tailgate, so it folds down, close it, and then you can open it like a fucking door.
Yeah, we had a Ridgeline that did that.
That's becoming more common, which I like because it's super easy access to everything.
Absolutely.
And it makes sense.
Yeah. Sometimes though, I see the trucks that are really lifted way high, and I think yeah, it looks cool, but kind of the thing about having a truck is be able to use that bed. When you have it lifted so high.
Yeah, but like 70 or 80% of the people that have trucks don't use it as a truck.
Yeah.
They've never put one fucking thing in the bed other than maybe groceries.
But a lot of those people that lift it and they have it to go off-road, maybe drive off the road when they're not staying in their lane and they end up on the shoulder. But like when we got the Rebel Ram on the lot, it was the first day we'd had a Rebel Ram. It came out like mid-year.
Yeah.
And we got 2 of them. By the time when we were in our pre-shift meeting, our pre-shift sales meeting, people were already in to buy the 2.
Jesus.
Yeah, the things were gone by 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to go up to it because I didn't get the sale on either of those. But yeah, I did sell a truck that day, but it was a Ram 350 Laramie edition diesel.
Those are nice.
Yeah, nice commission too.
What was the commission on those?
Well, the one I'd gotten, no matter what we added to it, I was getting the full amount.
Okay.
Because we had a black star sticker in the window, and that meant it had been on the lot too long, and we needed to get rid of it.
Got it. So was it like a standard? Like if it's a $40,000 truck, you get like $7,000 or $3,000.
You get whatever. A certain amount over, like what the sticker is. What over that, whatever profit that is, you get a percentage of that. I can't remember what the percentage was.
So it was like cost plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since this one had the star on it,
yeah,
I got no matter what. We could have thrown a DVD player. I'm still getting that. Which we did throw in a DVD player, and I still got that. Because that was a selling point to him. Like he's not getting it without the DVD player.
Yeah.
And then we had his trade-in, but the trade-in had a special seat. Well, it was a handicap seat.
Oh, okay.
And we couldn't just sell that one.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was gonna sell that one on a trade. We had to do something to it. I can't remember. There was some kind of
just drive it down to that the handicap van place on Sahara, fucking sell it to them.
But somebody came in, was looking at a truck.
It's like fucking $8,000 or $12,000 to install fucking handicap seats.
My closing manager's like, go over and get the one over there. I'm like, we can't sell that one. I'm like, it's over at our overflow lot with a thing on the window saying, cannot sell, you know? And I'm like, and I know the truck because I took it on trade-in.
Yeah.
And then I went over and I sent her a picture.
I didn't know that.
I'm like, yeah. That's why I told you, it's don't sell.
I might have to call a couple, like try to make friends with a couple of people up here at dealerships. I already know like maybe 2 or 3 of the ones that I'm going to try to talk to.
Yeah.
Because if I do, I think it's more than 5 or 6 like fix and flips.
Yeah.
I have to have a dealer's license unless I can like work for someone that has a dealer's license and use theirs.
Yeah.
So
I used to have the car salesman's license.
I might have to go introduce myself, which I think would be a great thing to do anyway, because if I have big margin on any of these trucks, I can sell it to like there's a used car company here that only sells trucks.
Yeah.
So I've found a lot recently that have some pretty fucking big margins that I think I could fix and it would be very profitable. That if I talk to them, like say after I fix it, say it's worth 16 and I'm only into it like 5, there's 11 grand in margin. So if they buy it from me for 13, so they can still make their 3 or whatever percentage I'll agree on with them. Like on paper, I'm not fucking myself at all.
Oh,
And they're gonna. I don't know that I want to do it consignment either because I don't want them to fucking not sell it because they get bigger margin on their other shit.
Yeah.
So they would have to buy it from me, already fixed. Like have whoever you want inspect it. I fixed everything. Do whatever, and then you buy it for X. Even if it cuts my margin by like 30%,
yeah,
that's fine with me because it's a guaranteed fucking sale once I fix it.
But I know that like if I'm selling a car in a place and I see your car sitting over there and I know that I'm going to make more money on the other car, I'm going to sell the other car.
Exactly.
That's just common.
So that's I'm not going to do consignment at all. Period.
Yeah.
Unless and this is going to be a lot of extra paperwork. I'm not going to do consignment with them unless I get to add a bonus, like whatever their commission is. I'll kick them an extra like 500 grand outside for that. Because then it's going to flip. Then they're going to be like, oh, this guy's fucking pushing for me to sell his. So now I'm going to do that. Instead of selling anything else that my manager wants me to, I'm going to sell this guy's shit.
Yeah.
So if I might do that, but I still don't know how I feel about it.
We when I would sell cars on Saturdays, we'd have our big meeting of the week because it was the longest day of the week.
Yeah.
We'd work 14 hours, but we'd do a lot walk, and they'd point out the different new used cars that we got from auction.
A lot of walking.
It was, and they'd point them out and be like, "Yeah, you can sell this one." And I mean, a lot of times when new used cars showed up, and I knew they were there, I would go and take a look at them just to.
Yeah. Because you're a good car salesman. That's what a lot of the people show up.
It's important to know what you have.
Yeah, I have cars. Someone will come in. Yeah, I think I have one of those. No, I know we have one of those. And they look and they're like, no, they sold the last one 2 weeks ago.
Somebody comes in and asks me for a smart car.
Stay up
I know
on
exactly
your
where it's at. I can be like, it's right there.
Stay up on your shit.
Yeah.
You should know if you have it or not.
And the thing is like there was also an app on our phone. I could track any car on the lot, and it would show a satellite image and show me exactly where on the lot that car was at.
That's cool.
And that was cool.
Huh.
Yeah. Because we put trackers in all the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
I've been thinking recently too about like what's another business? What's a business I could start that provides a lot of value for not necessarily minimal input, minimal work. That's obviously part of fucking like just life in general of like how little can I do to get the most.
We talked in the past. You talked about wanting to do a coffee shop near where we work.
Yeah, but I don't. It's still like the numbers are still there.
Yeah,
but a lot of that is like one, it's scary unknown. Yeah, and I have no fucking idea anything about it.
The margins on something like that are
they're wild.
Yeah.
Like, however, like if once you look at the fast food companies that are right there that can't keep fucking people employed for them.
Yeah.
Which like I have no issue paying a wage that'll make you fucking get up and go to work.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that because I know the margins are there. So if I do that, I want to be owner. I don't want to be fucking manager, operator, fucking whatever. I understand maybe there's going to be a little bit of time that I have to learn stuff, do stuff, teach stuff. But within 2 months, which might be an unreasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
I want to not do anything and get paid.
Oh, I understand that fully.
Which, like, I know there's a lot of like, if it's a big decision or if there's issues or if it's whatever, I understand it's tough to do stuff, and that's fine. But it's a weird, like, it would be a lot out of pocket that I don't currently have. It would be a lot out of pocket, but I could find because I know people that wouldn't mind making money. And if we're partners on it and I get everything rolling, and then even if it's, say the company makes, because coffee shops make a lot of money.
Yeah.
For easy math, say it makes $500,000 a year.
All right.
Gross, just for easy math. So 500,000 gross, and let's say labor, uh, labor for everybody but managers, supplies, utilities, rent, like everything else is like 250 grand, which I feel like should be conservative. So now there's 250,000 net profit. I have no issue. Like, if a manager's busting his ass, he's doing fucking great. I want him to stay.
Obviously, yeah.
So, even I don't care how little he works, as long as it's running well.
Yeah.
If you can manage the place and kill it, okay, here's like a $90,000, $110,000 salary.
Well, you also,
which I feel like is a lot for a small coffee shop manager.
Well, what you want to do is you want to go when you do something like that. You want to give bonus, incentives. That's where you want to. That's how they get their money.
No, exactly.
Because if they don't hit their numbers, then you don't lose that.
Yeah. So just total. So like, coffee shop manager, I feel like might start at like 50 or 60.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do like 75 starting, plus bonuses can push you over 100. I feel like you're gonna fucking do something.
Yeah.
So then it's still like 100 or 150 for me and whatever investor.
So, you know,
of like paying the investor back would be the large portion. If I get fucking 5 or 10%, oh no, I'm making money for not fucking doing anything. Like, oh, hey, we ran into a supply chain issue with fucking roasted beans. Okay, I get on the phone and help connect a couple dots and then get it back to going. It's fine.
See, the first thing I would do if I were looking at a place like that is I would look at, first of all, scheduling.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be times of the day that are going to be obviously a lot busier than others.
Yeah, but
and that'd be right before the shifts around the area start.
That's what I thought, but that's not what people over there think, which is an issue causing them to not make money.
I know, but I'm telling you, my idea would make money. My idea is right.
Yeah, and that's what I was.
Because you're going to want to have more staff at the time of day that you know,
and you want to be fucking open.
Yeah, and you want to be open. Yeah.
How many times have we been at one of the fast food places and they're closed?
Oh, too many times.
That's an issue. You're not making money. You're actually losing money. It's not just not making money.
When you know people are going to be losing money. How many people would stop to get coffee before work?
A lot.
And there's certain times of the day that you know that these companies are having people going to work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies right there.
Yeah.
That all are going to be starting at certain days.
A very minute amount of research, and you can find the schedules of all of those companies. Very little amount of research.
I can tell you, I was at a restaurant.
Like the only thing I think would take away from it is a little bit of a drive to get there, and a lot of people enjoy coffee on their drive.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that would take away from it. However, because there's like 4 different cities, Fallon, Fernley, Sparks, Reno, Carson, 6, Silver Springs, 7, Urington. There's people that drive from
There's so many people I talk to who wish they could stop someplace near there and get a good coffee.
Yeah. So 7 or 8 cities that are all converging right there. Yeah. So now that actually cancels out the I would rather have a coffee on my drive, because you have 7 fucking cities of people coming to work right there. So, you know, I was talking me back into a fucking coffee shop, Mike.
No, I'm not trying to. It's just something we've talked about in the past. But I was at a restaurant downtown not long ago, and was sitting there ordering my food, and I can't help it because it's just in me to look around and be like, okay, there's so many things I would change on the first day if I was a manager of this place.
Yeah.
Like the first thing was like I saw this manager. I saw him like 4 or 5 times during the course of my meal. He'd walk out from the kitchen, kind of look around and go back in. And I'm like,
And never checked on you?
Never check on it. I did not see him do a single table check.
Yeah, I've never worked at a restaurant, and I know that can be very
And he was a front of house manager. He was not a kitchen manager. You could tell by the way he was dressed.
Wow.
Yeah, and he had these people that were training people standing up.
Oh,
there.
You were tapping.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like, what? I thought it was something on the fucking mic.
So I'm like, you can't, and they're not even paying attention because I sat there for a while before anybody even greeted me.
Wow.
Yeah, and the table next to me sat down after me, and they were eating before me, and I was by myself.
Jesus.
That's 4 meals over there getting served before me. So I was like, yeah, there's a lot of things I would do different there.
Yeah. And
they have to be proactive.
At one point, I wanted to write a book at the old factory job I had, the titanium plant in Henderson, because of how bad my soup was. And this is when I got fired when I was 24, 23-ish. And I had worked there It was then the longest time I'd worked anywhere. It was like 3.5 years. I was almost at 4. And never had a management job. But I had a very wide range of managers, supervisors, whatever you fucking want to call them. And I wanted to write a book and actually started taking notes on what I would talk about of how to be a good supervisor from people who want a good supervisor.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's not hard. Like, we've talked about this many times. It boils down to don't be a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
You have, like, everything can be, you can deal with a lot of shit. You can deal with everything. You can have hard times. You can have good times. It boils down to don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you'll be pretty good at a lot of stuff.
There's been a couple times where I've had people who are above me that I've wanted to go and print out a piece of paper with the definition of morale on it and go ahead and hand it to them so they can understand.
Yeah.
Because, you want the people under you to not be miserable, because when you're miserable, you're not going to be very productive.
Well, but that's the thing too, is a lot of places, this isn't aimed anywhere specific. Read into it how you will. A lot of places think workplace culture is all that matters. And how they define workplace culture is coffee and cereal.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And
let me tell you, it works for the first month.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree. But some places are trying to make changes and do different things, but sometimes the things are,
well, and a lot of times too, like certain companies grow too fast. Well, not too fast, but they grow so fast that they can't handle a lot of the admin side of things.
Oh yeah,
properly. Sometimes they realize it. Sometimes they make small changes to help fix it, and some companies just don't at all.
Yeah, some just
at all.
Figure, we're doing great. We don't need to worry about taking care of this.
Yeah, at all. And they're okay with a high turnover because we'll get more people. And then you realize you ran out of fucking everyone locally.
You ran out of people, yeah. Eventually, people are going to be like, I don't want to go there anymore.
Yeah. Which I've been thinking recently too about, like, I kind of want to start a temp agency because I feel like it would be really easy to find and provide quality people.
Oh, yeah.
And have two, like, I'm not going to talk about it more on this.
Yeah, don't do it.
But I think you would be a good manager for that. And it would be, like I said, with a coffee shop, I have no issue paying a decent fucking bit with heavy bonuses if I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I also have no issue being transparent about my fucking numbers. Like, this is what I get paid. I have no issue with that. I think that's important.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you have, like, say, if you have a person as a manager, I know you wouldn't care. If you have a person as a manager and they make, in Reno, I don't know what's the average, like 55 a year, 60 a year. So if you have a manager, I think a manager of Panda Express is like 120, including bonuses. But a lot of and that's fast-paced, hectic shit.
I don't remember what they offered me, but I turned it down.
It might be like 95.
I can't remember, but it was a while ago.
So if you have a manager position and you pay like 80 to 90, plus like a fat amount of bonuses available, depending on milestones or whatever the fuck you want to call it, performance, and you have a clear cut, this is the bottom line for the company. This is what's going to labor, supplies, everything. And this is what I, as either the owner, like above, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
As the owner, this is what my profit is. I want someone that is okay with, even if at the top of their bonus, they hit 150.
Yeah.
And I, as the owner, if it's a great fucking year, if I get like 700,000, just for example, I want somebody that is fine with that because they just doubled their fucking salary almost because of performance.
Yeah.
And they're happy as shit because they know what they're providing for the company. Because then maybe
people have to understand that the person who's supplying the company in the first place is going to make more than the person who's working at the company. Because,
but also
because they're risking more, first of all.
But also, I don't want somebody that's not going to be okay with that, because then they're going to be sour about, oh, well, this guy doesn't do anything and I fucking make all the money for him. Because maybe after fucking 2 to 5 years, if you fucking kill it nonstop, I'm going to make you a partner.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as there's, that goal to eventually attain that.
Yeah, and like, I think that would be part of it at the beginning of like, depending on your performance, you have the option to become a partner, if you want.
Yeah, because
so like maybe I cut the bonuses down a little bit, and then it increases like either equity or percentage owned, which is equity of the company.
Once you hit manager, there's not really anything after that,
except for partner.
Except for partner. So you have to have something to shoot for.
Yeah. So I feel like that would be an easy segue into that of gaining interest, but I want to know that they're not a piece of shit that hates the owner for making X money because they only make this. Yeah. There's a lot of those people out there.
Oh, I know.
A lot.
There's people I work with that I make more money than they. Like one of them was like, "What? You make more than I do. Maybe you should make the decision." And I said, "Yeah, I did. I delegated it to you." And his response is, "No, I delegated to you." And I was like, "It doesn't work that way. A higher level can't. You're a lower level. You can't delegate up. You delegate down."
Yeah, but hierarchies also aren't clear cut in a lot of places either. I know, and that's an issue.
But I had to talk shit.
Also, well, yeah.
It's funny because sometimes people will take a shot at me, all in fun. We'll be like sitting in break or something, and somebody will make a joke about me. There was someone that we used to know, that we used to work with. He used to say something to me. Like I had my pink glasses, and he thought he'd start making jokes about it. So he regretted it by the time break was over. Well, recently, somebody who's clearly older than me is trying to make jokes about my age. And I got him good. At one point, I said to him, "So what was the Great Pyramid of Giza? What was it like when it was only the good pyramid?" When you first walked on land, what was it like?
Do me a favor. When you get to the cemetery, save me a spot. Yeah. No,
give me a good view.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's so much going on in my head about like business and like making shit happen, and that might actually be a good thing. Like I don't know how I would feel about listening to a podcast of like somebody that I admit, like I have 2 LLCs now. I've technically, real estate is a business. I had a business license. I didn't do very well at it because I let a lot of shit go to my head, and you can't fucking let a lot of stuff get to you, but I did. So I was great the first year, not after that. But I don't know how I would feel listening to a podcast about business shit if it's business tips, tricks, ideas from somebody that hasn't. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it could be like while I go along. I think that could be successful. Right, like follow my journey. Kind of
like I've taken quite a few business courses, but I'm not going to sit on here and give people advice on business.
Yeah.
I think the people who should be giving advice are people who have successfully.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear from somebody who knows theories.
Yeah, which is why I slept in my accounting class and in my economics class. My economics class at UNLV started with, "I've had 8 failed businesses. I'm going to teach you economics." I'm like, I am not interested. Like, if he said I had 8 failed businesses and like 2 successful ones that did this.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I
can get that.
Maybe I didn't understand it like 1920, like how hard it was to do everything, but at least it still would have been some kind of reference gauge of like, okay, you learned what didn't work and then learned what did work.
Yeah.
But no, he just said, I have like 5, however many it was. I have 5 failed businesses. I'm going to teach you economics. I'm like, clearly you know the wrong side of it. Like, I'm not going to listen to anything you say.
See, like when it comes to restaurants, I've taken my knowledge of restaurants. I've taken information I've gotten from all different types. And there's certain things that I know that you do and some things you don't do.
Yeah.
And taking care of customers. I know this is hard for people to believe, but that's kind of a big part of it.
Yeah. And maybe more important is taking care of employees.
Yeah, that too. And also like, having set programs for like, let's say if you go in and I run the restaurant and you say, I've got an allergy to this. Okay, I'm going to have procedures to make sure that the allergy does not hit you.
Yes.
These are important things.
Barely.
I worked at a restaurant
want somebody to fucking die.
They actually pulled somebody out of our restaurant in an ambulance.
Jesus Christ.
Well, but this was not this was not a fault of ours. They didn't tell somebody had an allergy. They came in and they ordered a Caesar salad. Now, some places don't have any kind of fish involved in the Caesar salad.
I'll say either fish or mustard. I can see this going.
But a traditional Caesar salad has some type of anchovy in it. Anchovy paste, anchovy oil. some kind of anchovy is often in Caesar dressing, and ours had anchovy paste.
Interesting.
Some places don't have that, but it does make a difference in the actual Caesar dressing, in my opinion.
So at that point, and we'll wrap
But
up
if I
after
don't
this
know,
question.
but if I don't know if you're allergic to fish,
Right.
and I serve you a Caesar,
Right. But would it be on them for not saying it, or should the waiter be like, hey, do you have any allergies? Like at the beginning of the order kind of thing.
You're saying it to every table. And
No,
then,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, hey, just so you know, like, does anybody here have an allergy that I should be aware of? Like any type of food allergy or this or that. Should that be part of the welcome to fucking, not Denny's, but like, welcome to Denny's. Do you have any fucking allergies? Like, I think that, especially now with how fucking, especially how fast people can get hit by stuff.
We had it in the menu. Plus, we also had like a gluten-free menu. We had a gluten-free menu before it was even popular to have.
Mm.
But like, there would be times that people would come in and sit down, and you can see the person and think, okay, this person might not, because of religious reasons, might not want to eat pork and might not realize that there's pancetta in this particular dish.
Yeah.
And I had said that to a couple of people. I was like, well, there is pancetta in this, which is a pork product. And they were like, they appreciated that I said that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's, at that point, it's just fucking, it's all over the place. We'll wrap up there.
All right.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Some Offense Intended, Twitter and TikTok at Some Offense Pod, and like, follow, subscribe, and review on your favorite podcast platforms.
Please.
And we'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.